In this section, we are going to be constructing graphs from data. Now, there's a certain set of rules that you have to follow when creating a graph based on a set of data. The first is that the input variable always needs to be plotted on the horizontal axis, and the output variable always needs to be plotted on the vertical axis. So the first thing you need to decide when looking at a set of data, what is the input and what is the output variable? In this case, the input is going to be the speed of the car in miles per hour, and the output is going to be the stopping distance. Once you have that figured out, it's very easy to set up your graph. So the input variable always gets plotted on the horizontal axis. So along the horizontal axis, you're going to label speed. And you always want to include the units with that. And along the vertical axis, you're going to label it with the output variable, in this case, stopping distance. And always including units. Stopping distance is measured in feet. Now after that, you need to come up with an appropriate scale. You need to figure out how to measure each axis. So looking at the input variable, the values for the input variable, the lowest replacement value is 15. The highest is 80. So along this horizontal axis, we need to find a way to get from, at a minimum, 15 to 80 in equally spaced increments. Remembering that the origin, or the point where the two axes meet, is always going to be 0, 0. So looking at this, we need to get from 15 to 80. Counting up the number of squares, there are 20 possible tick marks that we can use. So I'm going to go in increments of 10. We need to get from 15 to 80. So I'm going to label each tick mark as 5 units. I'm going to label every 10. So this would be 10, this would be 20, 15, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. There's 80. I'm just going to continue until I'm at the end of the line. There's 85, 90, 95, and 100. Do the same for the output. The lowest output value is 44, just looking from the table. The highest is 481. So I'm going to go from 0, I'm going to start at 0 to a little bit above 481. Looks like I could go in increments of 25. So this would be 25, 50, I'm going to label every other one, so that's 50, 75, 100, 125, there's 150, 175, 200, and so on. There's 225, 250, 275, 300, 325, there's 350, 375, 400, 425, 450, 475, and 500. That will get us up a little bit past our maximum output value. Now the only thing that remains is plotting the points. Our first ordered pair is 1544. So the input is 15, the output is 44. That point would be right about here. There's 1544. Our next one is 2585, which will be about here. 2585. Then we have 35, 136. So locate 35, go up to, that's about 136. Then 45, 196. That's going to be really close to 200, just a little bit below. So there's 45, 196. The next one we have 50 and 229. That's going to be around about there, a little over 225. So 50, 229. And then jumping to 60, we have 60, 304. So that's going to be just above the 300 mark. So there's 60, 304. Then we have 75, 433. That'll be about here. So 75, 433. And the last one, 80, 481, is going to be about here. And there you have your graph.